Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another economic capsule regarding the Puerto Rico economy. Today we have entitled our capsule as What's Wrong with Economic Growth in Puerto Rico? And this goes at the heart of so many things that we should question, even if it's at 20,000 feet high altitude from the executive branch, from the legislature, from the PROMESA board that is right now forecasting economic growth and is in charge of making sure that Puerto Rico can service its public debt and that will have fiscal stability in the next few decades. Well, this first graph depicts for you the first variables that explain what is happening. And this is the declining labor productivity. It is the brown line that you see in this graph from 2013 through 2022 in fiscal years. Fiscal year 2022 is estimated by the PROMESA board. But it just shows that we have been experiencing a declining labor productivity. That is the gross domestic product of Puerto Rico in real terms divided by employment as per the household survey. And as you can tell, in 2013, Puerto Rico had $10,435 of gross domestic product per employee. As of 2022, that has gone down to $8,448. So it's a declining productivity over this period. Is a negative 2.3% annual growth, negative. And then the blue line is inflation. Notice that we had this relative stability for almost 2% in terms of inflation over the period of 2013, even through 2021. And it's only in the last fiscal year that inflation just skated upwards to almost 4.6% growth. So we have this combination of a declining labor productivity, and now we have a rising inflation rate. And what does that entail for workers in Puerto Rico? Well, the second graph depicts the real wages lagging behind nominal wages. The purple line is nominal wages on an hourly basis for production workers as per the Department of Labor here in Puerto Rico. And it shows that in 2013, it was $12.82 per hour for production workers. And now, as of fiscal year 2022, that's not an estimate, that's really a final year, it's $12.38. So practically nothing. In fact, if you look at it from 2015 through 2022, we've had a decline in that nominal wages. And if we look at the real wages, which is the magenta line, you'll see that decline from $11.04 in 2013. Now it's $9.89 in 2022. So there is no monetary illusion here. Real wages have been going down because inflation has been going up and because labor productivity has been going down. If you are an owner of a company, manufacturing, construction, whatever, and your laborers really depict a declining labor productivity, why should you pay them more? So that is an important thing. And at the heart of this is what is happening in terms of economic growth, which is this next graph. And it depicts on a historical period from 2017 through 2022. Those are the green bars are the positive growth, and the red bars are negative growth. And you see here that historically we've been seeing almost as many declines as very anemic growth in Puerto Rico. And if we were going to extend it even further in history, we would be seeing since 2007 negative economic growth in real terms. Now, going forward from 2022 onwards, this is the Puerto Rico Supervisory Fiscal Oversight Board better known as PROMESA board, which in 2016 the US Congress established it because Puerto Rico said it could not pay its public debt. And now it's really in charge of Puerto Rico, renegotiating its public debt, as well as making sure that Puerto Rico has fiscal stability. But something that has been overlooked all throughout these years since 2016, it has been how to enhance Puerto Rico's economic growth. And as you can see here, almost through 2052, this is just anemic. It's negative growth, despite the fact that Puerto Rico, since 2017 through 2035, is estimated to have received or be receiving $74 billion in federal funds. What is wrong with all this monetary current? Why is this not translated into real economic growth that is going to surpass 3%, 4%, which we need for Puerto Rico to really recover its heyday and its luster as it did back in the 1960s? Something is absolutely wrong, both with the oversight board as well as with this lack of productivity in terms of the use of these federal funds. Because if you tell me $74 billion really are just going to trickle through this economy and make it negative growth, honestly, it's just an indictment on the productivity and the use of these federal funds. So that is what is wrong with economic growth. Who is discussing this? We are, and we want to share this with you. And finally, to top everything that we have said, declining labor productivity, rising inflation, and anemic economic growth, we see real wages going down as well. Well, short-term interest rates are still in an inverted curve. That means that short-term interest rates, which is the orange line that you see in this graph, are higher than long-term interest rates, which is the green line. In theory, if you have longer-term rates, they should be higher than the short-term interest rates. But we are in this inverted curve because inflation is such a terrible monster that you don't know the expectations, and so you're paying more on short-term interest rates than in long-term. So that really has an effect on banking loans, on credit cards, on your ability to have access to mortgages because interest rates are high. So that really, again, it's another mix, another ingredient in this mix to really restrain Puerto Rico from top economic growth, which we should be seeing in the next decades. It's really an indictment. This is what is wrong with economic growth. We have to focus on how to increase labor productivity, how to increase investment, how to make it productive, to gear all these federal funds, which have a lot of variables imposed by the federal government, how to make it happen and translate into economic growth, and for the oversight board to really take hold of what are the levers that move this economy instead of just looking at fiscal stability. If you like our economic capsules, don't forget to go to YouTube, subscribe to the Voice of Heidie Calero, give us like in those economic capsules. This is a service of Puerto Rico Economic Pulse, and remember that the economy is all of us. Thank you.